Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, chapter number 17. Lord agrees to become Aditi's son. Text number 2 and 3. Chindayantye buddhya Mahapurusham Ishwaram Pragriyendriya Dustasvan Manasa Buddhisarati. So there's one more verse, number 3. Manascha chaikagraya buddhya bhagavatya kilatmani vasudevi samadaya chacharaha payovratam. Chintayanti, constantly thinking. Ekaya, with one attention. Buddhya, and intelligence. Mahapurusham, upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ishwaram, the Supreme Controller. Lord Vishnu. Pragriya, completely controlling. Indriya, the senses. Dusta, formidable, powerful. Ashvan, horses. Manasa, by the mind. Buddhisarati, with the help of intelligence. The chariot driver. Manaha, the mind. Cha, also. Eka agraya, with full attention. Buddhya, with intelligence. Bhagavati, under the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Akila Atmani, the Supreme Soul, the Super Soul of all living entities. Vasudevi, unto Lord Vasudeva. Samadaya, keeping full attention. Chachara, executed. Ha, thus. Payavratam, the ritualistic ceremony known as Payovrata. Translation: with full undiverted attention, Aditi thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She controlled her mind, she concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Thus she performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Payovrata. Translation, please repeat. With full undiverted attention, Aditi thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Thus she performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Payovrata. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is the process of bhakti-yoga. Anyabilasita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhakti-ruttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. One simply has to concentrate upon the lotus feet of Vasudeva Krishna. Savai manak Krishna padaravindayo. Then the mind and senses will be controlled, and one can engage himself fully in devotional service of the Lord. The devotee does not need to practice the Hatha Yoga system to control the mind and senses. His mind and senses are automatically controlled because of unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. Chintyat ekaya buddhya mahapurusham iswaram pragyenendriya dustasvan manasa buddhisarati manaschagraya buddhya bhagavatya kilatmani Vasudevi samadaya chacharaha payobratam. With full undiverted attention, a deity thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Thus she performed the ritualistic ceremony so known as Payovrata. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Svaparandigam Adadanastryanandantai Vridam Yache Puna Puna Srimarupa Padambujo Dulisyam Janma Janmani. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Ivasari Gaur Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Panchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhu vevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So I was born in the darkest of ignorance, with my eyes closed shut, but my spiritual master has opened my eyes to the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. Therefore I offer my humble obeisances at his lotus feet. So here we're going to hear how Aditi performed the Payovrat ceremony. And very importantly, it says, Mahapurusham Ishvaram. It doesn't say that she meditated on anything void or impersonal. It says Mahapurusham. Purush means person. Ishvaram. She meditated upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She meditated on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because this is the process of devotional service. To keep the mind fixed on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not to meditate on anything void or a candle or so many other speculations that they do nowadays. We have to keep our mind concentrated on the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada starts out the purport, this is Bhakti Yoga, and he gives Rupa Goswami's description of Bhakti Yoga. Anya bilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhakti-ruttama. Bhakti-ruttama, this is the supreme bhakti. This is uttam bhakti. What is that? Anya bilasita sunyam. Abhilas, we know, means desire. Just like every day we sing Muraya bilas, bilas kunja diyobas. My desire. So Anya bilas. shunyam. Rupa Goswami doesn't say to make all desires shunya. He doesn't say bilasa shunyam, he says anya bilasita shunyam. Desires other than the service of the Lord should be zero. Sunya means zero. Because we're a living being, we cannot be without desire. Living entity means he has desire. So we have to dovetail all those desires with Krishna's desire. We cannot become free from desire, that's impossible. But we can dovetail all of our desires with Krishna. Anya bilas. Other than the service of the Lord, all those other desires, you kick them out. Anya bilasi chutam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. It shouldn't be, anavritam means to cover. Shouldn't be covered with desire for fruitive action or mental speculation. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. Anushilanam means constantly. Not like sometimes we serve the Lord, sometimes we don't serve the Lord. Just like most religions, on Sunday they go and pray to the Lord, and the rest of the week they forget about Him. But here it says, Anushilanam, one should constantly be remembering the Lord. Anukulyena, favorably. Just like Kans, he was also remembering the Lord better than us. He was remembering the Lord better than us. One time, Kansa's servant, he brought a glass of water. So he had a nice silver tray and silver glass, reflecting all the colors of the palace and sparkling. And Kansa saw something glittering and colorful is coming. He told the guards, 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 kill him. Krishna's come, that Krishna's come, kill him, kill him. Even seeing water, Kamsa was remembering Krishna. Just like in Prikam all day long, everybody's asking, Prabhu, where's Pani? That's the first Hindi word we learn when we come to Vrindavan. Pani, where's water, Prabhu? But Kans, even seeing water, he was seeing Krishna. His cook made a nice feast, nice green paneer sabji, palak paneer sabji, red tomato chutney, yellow puris, like that, nice red tomato chutney, and so many different preparations he made. He put them on a nice silver thali with silver katoras, glass of water, flour. It was shining and sparkling, reflecting all the colors of the palace. And Kamsi looked, he said, guards, guards, kill him, that dust has come, that rascal has come, Krishna has come, kill him, kill him. Even seeing prasadam, Kamsa was remembering Krishna. Now tell me truthfully, when Sunday feast comes, there's a big gulab jamun sitting under your plate. Do you see Krishna? Sach patao, huh? But even seeing his prasadam, Kamsa was seeing Krishna. And he had two wives, Asti and Prati. They decorated themselves very nicely, nice beautiful saris and crowns and jewelry and everything. They came before their Lord. And Kansi saw something coming from the distance. He said, guards, guards, both have come, Krishna and Baldev, they both came, kill them, kill them. Both Krishna and Balaram have come. Hey, Maharaj, it's us, your wives. Now tell me truthfully, when you see your wife, do you see Krishna? But even seeing his wives comes to see, he's so Krishna conscious, I'm envious. But he was remembering Krishna anukulyena. Pratikulyena. His desire was to kill Krishna. So here he says, anushila, anukulyena Krishnanushilanam. To remember Krishna favorably. This is the word. Therefore, to consciousness, he's remembering Krishna, but it's not counted as uttam bhakti. Because he was pratikul, he was against, he wanted to kill Krishna. Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Ruttama. So this is Uttam Bhakti. To give up all other desires other than the desire to serve the Lord, and give up all hope of fruitive activities and mental speculation, and favorably remember Krishna. And Prabhupada quotes one of our favorite verses from the ninth canto, Savai Manak Padar Krishna Padar Vindeo. This is a description of Ambarish Maharaj. By his mind, this is here described, Savai Manak, by his mind, he was always remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. By his words, he was glorifying the Lord. By his eyes, he was seeing the beautiful form of the Lord. By his feet, he's going on pilgrimage to Vrindavan. He came here to Madhuvan, performed special Ekadasi Vrat. By his ears, he was always hearing the glory. By hands, he was clapping and touching, massaging the bodies of the devotees of the Lord. This way, this is bhakti. He engaged all of his senses. We don't say stop the senses. We say you engage all the senses, but what? In Krishna Seva. We don't say give up. Just like the yogis, they sit. Prabhupada said their eyes are half closed, because if completely open, then they'll be distracted by everything out here. And half closed, because they closed all the way. Prabhupada said so many yogis, they're not samadhi, they're sleeping. They don't speak, they don't eat, they don't do anything. Just imagine, somebody comes to your house, he sits down on the couch, he doesn't look at you, he doesn't talk to you, he doesn't eat anything you offer to him. How will you be impressed? But if somebody comes, he listens to what you have to say, he offers nice food to you, he sings nice songs for you, then you'll be very impressed. So this bhakti, natural. Krishna will be automatically pleased. We're singing nice songs for Krishna, offering nice foodstuffs for Krishna, decorating the Lord today, beautiful. We thank the Matajis who spent the whole night making this beautiful flower outfit for the Lord. So this is bhakti. We don't stop the senses. We engage the senses in Krishna Seva. The eyes and seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, beautiful decorations of the Lord. Ears hearing the philosophy of the Lord. The tongue and tasting the prasadam, tongue and glorifying the qualities of the Lord. The feet and dancing for the Lord. We don't say to stop anything. We don't say you stop dancing. We stop all this disco break dance. You do the Swami step. All the senses can be engaged. You raise children to know how to bow down before a saintly person so that he will not take birth again. All the senses can be engaged in the service. This is naturally controlled. Therefore it's said that Diti, because she was engaged in personally Mahapurusham Ishwaram, Vasudevi, it even gives the name Vasudev. She was not meditating anything impersonal. She was not restraining, but she was concentrating all her senses on Krishna. So describe Ashva. Ashva means horse, just like Ashvamedha Jug. First, the senses we're experiencing daily, they're just like uncontrolled horses. So that before you can ride a horse, you have to, what they call it, breaking. In the West, we call it breaking over. So they're very wild. So the senses we see, they're completely wild, always pushing this way, pushing that way, pushing this way, pulling. But by this natural process, this is natural, not artificial. By sitting like this artificially, no. Naturally engaging all the senses, automatically they become controlled. So this is Uttam Bhakti. Therefore, our Aditi, she engaged her mind, here's a samadhaya, fully concentrating, not on void, not on a candle, not on a mandala on the wall, on Vasudevi, Mahapurusham Ishwaram, the personality of Godhead. And specifically for this Kali Yuga, we just celebrated the 533rd anniversary of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance in this world. And he appeared specifically to give the simplest way to remember the Lord in this Kali Yuga is by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Process is so simple and sublime. We can hear Prabhupada's voice on the tape, Even a dog can take part. We all have experience sometimes. There's some dog that follows the kirtan party. Huh? Any other dog comes, he chases them away. You know? Somehow even dog is dancing and chanting in the kirtan party. So simple process. Huh? Even Mahaprabhu, he made all the animals in the Jharkhand forest, he made all the animals dance and chant. But Srila Prabhupada was even greater. He made lesson animals dance and chant. He made even lesson animals dance and chant. So this is the power of devotional service to the Lord. Therefore we don't find Aditi performing any impersonal meditation or artificially restraining her senses, but she engaged her mind and senses on the service of the Lord. So today, to remember the wonderful pastimes of the Lord, we're going to perform this wonderful Noka Bihar in the temple courtyard. And also on 30th, to relish, to continue churning the ocean of nectar even more, we'll have Jamuna. We have a great big huge festival deities of Radha Shyam Sundar, very, very beautiful. And we'll do Noka Bihar boating pastimes in the sacred Jamuna River. That's on 30th, on Saturday. We'll start with a big procession from in front of the Samadhi at 5 o'clock. We'll go down to the Jamuna near Sringarvat, and across on the other side we'll have wonderful boat festival, kirtan and fireworks, and at the end we'll distribute Mahaprasad to everyone so we can continue relishing. So they asked me to speak about some of Radha and Krishna's boating pastimes. So my favorite one is on Manasi Ganga. Because in old times, Manasi Ganga was actually a flowing river. And Radharani and all the Sakhis, they came with big pots of butter, milk, yogurt, ghee, paneer. They wanted to get to the other side of the Jamuna, the Manasi Ganga. So Radharani told Lalita Sakhi, you please find out a boatman. So she went up and down the banks of Manasi Ganga, and she saw there was one boatman. He had his chadar pulled over his head. He was sound asleep. I said, boatman, boatman, please take us to the other side of the Jamuna. He said, my boat is very old. You girls are too many and you have such heavy cargo. You find somebody else. I'm sleeping. My boat is too old. But boatman, there's no other boatman around. You're the only boatman we found. Well, let me ask my boat if he'll go. We never heard of a talking boat. Anyway, he talked to his boat for a minute. He says, it'll only go if I wash the feet of one of you girls and sprinkle the water on him. He said, we never heard of such a fare. We're not paying such a fare. Anyway, which girl do you want? He consulted with his boat. That one who's the daughter of Vrindavan, Vrindavan Nandini. And Radharani said, hut, hut, hut. We never heard of such a fare. Then I'm not going. I'm going back to sleep. all right. So then the boatman very carefully, he washed Radharani's lotus feet. He caught the water in his lota. He sprinkled on his head. He sprinkled on his boat. He sprinkled on the Manasi Ganga. He sprinkled on the sand, this ambrosial nectarine water everywhere. Then all the gopis got in his boat and he began to row. Suddenly, dark clouds appeared and heavy wind and big waves started coming. And boat was rocking back and forth in the waves and water was coming inside. And our boatman, he was also rowing in a funny way to make it rock even more. So Radharani told Lalita Sakhi went there and said, boatman, please save us. He also pulled out, there was a little cork in the bottom of his boat. Boop! So water was filling up very quickly. Boatman, please save us. I told you before, you girls are too many. My boat is old and leaky. And besides, you have so much heavy cargo. Unless you throw all this butter, milk, and yogurt and ghee overboard, we're all going to drown. So the gopis, they threw all their pots of buttermilk and yogurt overboard. And still boat is rocking, water is coming, wind is blowing, rain is coming. Again, Radharani sent Lalita Sakhi. Boatman, please save us, please save us. I told you from the beginning, my boat is very old and leaky. You girls are too many. And besides, you're all wearing such heavy jewelry, gold and silver and diamond and pearl. Unless you throw all this jewelry overboard, we're all going to drown. So they threw all their earrings and necklace, all their gold and silver and pearl and diamond and ruby. Still boat is rocking, water is coming, boat is sinking. Again, Radharani sent Lalita Sakhi, said, Boatman, please save us. I told you from the beginning. And besides, you girls are all wearing such heavy saris. If you don't throw your saris overboard, we're all going to drown. Lalita Sakhi said, we got a better idea. We're going to throw you overboard. Then Radharani came and she threw herself around the neck of that boatman. He said, Boatman, please don't make us do this. Please save us, please save us. When she threw herself around boatman's neck, she felt something very hard on boatman's chest. And she reached inside and pulled out Krishna's flute. Then they realized, oh, this rascal is Krishna. Then the wind went away. The waves stopped. He put the cork back, all the water out of the boat. And they sailed very peacefully, enjoying wonderful water pastimes on the Manasi Ganga. So I've collected a whole bunch of verses from Rupa Goswami's Pajavali. There's so many verses by different saints. This here it is. Relishing the boating pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Guru Paramya Munaya Muhuriti Gopibir Utrakutaha Tari Tatta Kapata Shayulur Dvigunas Lasya Harir Jayati. Take us to the other side of the Jamuna, repeatedly called by the gopis. Krishna pretended to nap in his boat. All glories to the doubly indolent Sri Krishna. This is written by Sri Sanjaya Kavishekara. Utistarataro metaruni mamataro shaktirarohaneka saksharakyami mugde talinim iha braver akyayaka ratirme vateyam no prasange katamapi bhavita navayo sangamarta Varta piti smita sanjita dhiram ajita radaya radayami. Krishna, my dear young girl, please step into my taro, boat, which becomes taro in the locative case. Radha replied, what power do I have to climb trees? Here Radha interprets taro to be the locative of taru, which means tree. Krishna, my dear, charming, bewildered girl, Mugde, I do not mean tree, I mean Tarini, boat. Radha, why should I go to the sun? Here she interprets the word Tarini to mean the sun. Krishna, all these words I've used mean no, boat. Radha, all these words are meant to bring us together. Here she interprets the word no to mean us. I worship the unconquerable Lord Krishna, who happily smiled as Sri Radha defeated him in his playful verbal duel. This is written by Srila Rupa Goswami himself. Mukta taranga nivahena patanga putri navyachanaur iti vachastava tatyameva shankya nidanamidameva mamati matram Tvam chanchalo yadiha madhava navikosi. What you say is true. There are no waves on the Jamuna, and this is a new sturdy boat. I am so afraid because you, O Madhava, are the reckless captain of the boat. This is also written by Srila Rupa Goswami himself. Jirnatari tari rativa gambira nira balambayam sakalam itam manarta hetu nistara bijam idameva krishodarinam yanmadavatvam asi samprati karnadara. The river is very deep. This is an old boat. We are simply helpless girls. It is very dangerous for us. Nevertheless, O Madhava, at the present moment, you are the only boat captain who can take us slender girls across the Jamuna. Sri Daganananda Rai. Ambasi tarani sutaya stambita tarani sudevaki sutta atura virahita gopya katara mukam ikshate smeraha. Krishna suddenly stopped the boat in the middle of the Jamuna and demanded immediate payment of the fare. He smiled as he gazed at the frightened faces of the gopis who had no money to give. Sri Suryadas. Vacha tavaiva yadunandana gavyabharo aropi bharani mayasaha savikirnaha duri kritam cha kuchayor anayor dukulam kulam kalinda duiturna tapa aduram. O Yadunandan, by your order I have cast into the water these milk products, as well as my very own necklace. I have thrown my shawl far away. Still the shore of the Jamuna has not come any closer. Rupa Goswami doesn't know who wrote this one. Paya purai purna sapari gata gurna cha pavanair gambire kanlindi payasi tarire shapravishat aho midurdaivam parama kutakanta vridaya harir varambaram tarapiku katra talim rachayati. The boat is violently tossed by the wind. Filling with water, it is now sinking into the Jamuna. Alas, destiny has become my enemy. Even in this calamity, lusty-hearted Krishna again and again puts his hands on me. This is written by Sri Manohar. Pani asechana vido mananavya pani visramyatastarapita pariharabani jivami chet punaradam natada kadapi Krishna tvadiya tarano charano dadami. My hands are exhausted. They can no longer bail the water out. All you do is speak joking words. Oh Krishna, if I live through this, never, ever again will I place my feet in your boat. Isn't written again by Sri Manohar. Idam mudishya vayasya swasamita daivatam namata yamunaiva janudagni bhavatu nanaivikos para. O Gopi friends, all of you please bow down before your chosen deity and pray that either the Jamuna River will be deep as our knees or we get a boat captain other than Sri Krishna. Sri Mukunda Bhattacharya, this is written by him. Tariru tarala sarira gabira taroro nandasutas chakarnadara abalaham upaiti bamurastam sakidure nagariya kim karomi. The boat rocks to and fro. The river is deep. The reckless son of Maharaj Nanda is the captain. I am a helpless girl. The sun is setting in the west, and the village of Raj is still far away. O Gopi friend, Kim Karomi, what shall I do now? Napekshate stu tikatam srinoti kakum shasvat kritam na manute pranipata jatam hakim videyam aduna sakinanda sunur madhye tarangini tarim taralo dunoti. He pays no attention to my prayers. He does not hear my begging in a broken voice. He does not consider my repeatedly bowing down before him. O Gopi friend, what will I do now? In the middle of this wave-filled river, the reckless son of Maharaj Nanda violently shakes the boat. This is written by Srila Rupa Goswami himself. Esho tunga taranga langita tato sangha patanga maja atmaja purneyam tarir ambuhir nahi hare shanka kalankarapi katinyam bhajanadya sundari bayam radhe prasadena te jivama sputam atari kurugiri Droni vinodotsavam. The Jamuna is filled with huge waves, and the boat is filling with water. Still Krishna is not afraid. Oh beautiful Radha, don't be so harsh. By your mercy we will live through this. All you need to do is pay the boat fare of a promise to enjoy with me a festival of amorous pastimes in a cave of Govardhan Hill. Also written by Srila Rupa Goswami. Kakum karosi gihakona karisa punja guranga kimananu vritakitavat payahi kutraja jirna tarani brahmani biti Gopangana gana vidambana chaturite. O Krishna, O cheater hiding behind this heap of cow dung, why do you usually beg me in this way? Please go away. You used to be very expert at tricking the gopis. You expertly trick them when you frighten them in an old boat. Where is that expertise now? This is also written by Srila Rupa Goswami. So one time Lord Krishna took the gopis for a ride in an old boat. When the boat began to rock dangerously in a storm, Krishna extorted various amorous favors from the frightened gopis in return for the rescue. So these are all very wonderful poetries that these acharyas have written about the boating pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So today we'll have wonderful opportunity to remember Radha and Krishna's wonderful boating pastimes here in the courtyard of Krishna Balaram Mandir. So any questions or comments?
Comes to sing Krishna, sing his wheel, you Krishna sing glass of water for Krishna, and you challenge us when we see a love jar Krishna. Now, when I see a glove jar, I'm thinking Krishna's mercy. So A equals B and B equals C. Then aren't I thinking about Krishna by looking at that Gulab Jamun?
Yes, of course. But most of it, we see that Gulab Jamun, we're not thinking about Krishna. But Maharaj is very advanced.
This boat festival happens every day, or just a certain time of the year, or is it only in one location?
These are all nittily that are going on eternally, so nobody can count how many places or how many times.
A certain time of the year?
Well, especially, well, in Vrindavan, Vrindadevi can make whatever season she wants. So generally, just like we're doing this, sometimes we used to do the boat festival in Kartik also when it's cold. Though when I was president, I stopped it. So now this is Anukul. We should do Anukul. Boating festivals take place when it's nice and warm. But of course, Vrindadevi can arrange that even in the middle of the winter it could be nice and warm.
Maybe you were there at the same time, but in Los Angeles, the old temple, Prabhupada was saying that it can be day and night at the same time. Just to facilitate pastimes. No problem.
Yeah. Your brother Nanda has a question.
I was a little surprised to hear it comes like it's prasadam, so how is that?
Well, I guess I could use the word loosely because we always talk about prasad. Even seeing his food, all right?
Well, I was thinking maybe it's a family tradition.
No.
The rest of the family is Vaishnava.
Just, we never eat food, so we never use that word, so I used the wrong word. All right.
This just regarding, we had Holi the other, 2 days ago. Do you know what is the reason why Prabhupada didn't like us to play Holi in the temple?
Well, because nowadays it's all hooliganism.
Hooliganism.
And hooliganism.
Hooliganism.
Hooliganism. And we're trying to maintain very sober relationships between men and women, and this Holi provides for very unsober relations, which agitate the mind and senses. So
What do you think about this?
Prabhupada describes how the pure-hearted Brishbasis, they were, what to speak of colors, they were throwing yogurt and ghee and milk on each other. And Prabhupada says because they were pure-hearted, they could do such things. We're not so pure-hearted.
What about in the West? They have this festival of colors where they create such a program in the temple facilities or immediate temple vicinities. And
Well, I heard in Brazil, they had 250,000 people come. So if 250,000 people come and chant Hare Krishna, what can I say?
In Utah, they get like 100,000.
Yeah, Utah gets 100,000. In Brazil, they said we get 250,000, 300,000 people. So you get, anyway, anyhow, you get that many people to chant Hare Krishna or listen to the holy name. What can I say?
And sold 3,000 plus copies of Bhagavad-Gita.
And 3,000 plus Bhagavad-Gitas. All right.
so the end justifies the means, right?
Sometimes. You have to be careful. Okay, so if there's no other questions, we'll all fall down at the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of that great personality who's engaged us in utilizing all our senses in the service of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki.